Guys, I gotta make up for a boo-boo. I'm in Austin, Texas. It's South by Southwest, and I totally forgot about St. Patrick's Day. My last name is Delaney. I'm half Irish. I always celebrate this holiday. So, sort of a post-Patty celebration today on WTF. Today we're giving away our sponsorship spot to Solar Cookers International. They help people out in developing countries by giving them solar ovens. Without these solar ovens, they might not be able to cook food for themselves because of the lack of technology. So far, they've helped about 500,000 people out by giving them ovens in countries like Haiti and Kenya, and you can consider donating to them on their website at solarcookers.org. I'm sure they and everyone they help will appreciate the support. Alrighty, well, if you've ever had a Reuben sandwich, you know what we are talking about today. Today we're talking about corned beef. Corned beef gets its name because beef historically was packed in barrels and then was corned. It was packed with salt that were in these big coarse grains that were nicknamed salt corns. And that is where the name corned beef comes from. So the exact origins of corned beef are kind of unknown, but it's safe to say that it originated when people started to pack meat for preservation in salt. The first recorded evidence of corned beef existing is about the 12th century in a Gaelic poem. By the 17th century, salting beef became a major industry in Ireland, specifically in the ports of Cork and Dublin. And the ports were shipping the product out to the countries of France, England, and a bit later, America, which is important to remember because it is Americans that consume the majority of corned beef today. And despite being a major producer of beef at that time, most Irish people weren't actually eating corned beef for a few reasons. First, it was super expensive. Second, the majority of the cows were actually owned by the British. And third, the majority of that corned beef, as we said, was being exported. Here in the United States, you can generally get corned beef two ways. First, you can get it packed in plastic, and it's actually cured already for about 12 days. You can also get it pre-cooked and canned. For today's recipe, we're going to be using the raw beef that has been cured. But before we get cooking, a few more fun facts. If corned beef is smoked, it turns into pastrami. The process of eating corned beef and cabbage is actually not a traditional Irish dish. It's an Irish-American dish, and it became very popular due to what was available in America way back when Irish immigrants were settling here. Fun fact number 3, President Lincoln served corned beef and cabbage at his inaugural dinner. So today we are going to make corned beef and cabbage. Now it's important to recognize that this is a peasant dish. It is not something that is a precise recipe. It can be modified to fit your palate and your favorite flavors. I'm going to use red cabbage instead of the traditional green cabbage, and a simple spice blend which we'll go into in a moment. To start, put a raw corned beef, which is usually brisket, in a heavy bottom pan, and add a bunch of large carrot chunks, a roughly chopped white onion, and some chopped up red cabbage. Then add a spice blend. My spice blend has a few things in it. I put a lot of mustard seed, coriander seed, some fennel seed, salt, and pepper. But again, you can use whatever spices you like, though traditionally mustard seed is a key ingredient in this and really any pickling. Then just fill up with water until your meat and most of your veg are submerged. Simmer for about 3 hours. After 3 hours, remove your meat, cut along the bias, this way it is tender. You'll know you're cutting along the bias when you see a bunch of small little circles as opposed to long, thin shreds or strips. Serve with the boiled braised veg and enjoy. So that's a simple corned beef and cabbage recipe. Hope you had or have a great St. Patrick's Day, and tune in tomorrow for another What's This Food?